In this video, I'm going to show you a few beginner-friendly setups that me and the people inside my Telegram group are using on a daily basis to pass prop firm challenges. So, I'm inside my Ola Prime account. As you can see, I have a $50,000 one-step Prime challenge, and currently my account balance is a bit above $53,000. Here you can see my equity curve, and some of the profits that I've generated on this channel were created following the exact setups that I'm about to show you right now. First, I'm gonna show you a few setups that I'm keeping an eye on. So this means that these setups still have to develop, but I'm just waiting for the right trigger to open a position, while towards the end of the video I'm going to show you a few setups that happened in the past so that you can have proof that the technique that I'm about to show you actually work. So first of all, here as you can see we have the chart of JBP JPY, and this purple rectangle is the area of interest where I'm looking to enter a position. But before I go into the details, let me explain you exactly how this setup works. So first of all, you need to put your charts on the 1 hour time frame. So this means that every single candle represents 1 hour. I'm using MatchTrader as my trading platform because personally is one of my favorites, since it allows me to use TradingView. In fact, as you can see here at the top, I turn it on the TradingView setting, and you can also do the same if you decide to trade using Ola Prime. So going back to the setup, it's really easy. What you're about to do is, after, as I told you, select the 1 hour time frame, is look for clear support and resistance area. And here is really important that these areas are clear. What I mean is that they should be really easy to spot, because the easier they are to spot, the more reliable they are. In this case, for example, as you can see here, we have a clear resistance zone. In fact, as you can see, the price hit this zone and then was rejected, hit it again and then was rejected, and here it happened again when once you get to this area the price was rejected and it started going down. So what I'm basically waiting for is to price to get again on this area, and then I'm gonna open a short position. More specifically, let me open my short position forecaster. As you can see, let's say for example that once the price get on this area, I'm gonna put my stop loss around here. So as you can see, it's just above the higher price that was recently reached, more specifically from this week here. And then I'm gonna look for a 1.5 risk to rewards ratio. So as you can see, I might enter a trade here and then wait for price to get in this position to close it in profit. And as the trade get triggered and price start moving, I'm also going to manage it. So let's say for example that once price get around this area, I could move my stop loss to break even. So in this case, I won't risk losing any money, but in the worst case scenario, I'm gonna close the trade at break even. And what I like about this type of setup is that it's also really easy to manage risk, because if for example once price get back on this area, instead of being rejected, start going up and hit my stop loss, it's really easy to me to understand what has happened. And as I told you, it's really easy also to manage risk, because once price don't get rejected and instead start going up, my trading idea is invalidated and my stop loss is gonna get hit. Here let me show you another example. We are looking at AUD CAD, and as you can see we have this clear resistance zone that was touched multiple times, and every time the price was rejected. As you can see, it happened here, it happened here, it happened again here, and so I'm expecting once price get to this area again to be rejected. And also in this case, I will open a short position. Let's say for example that I enter here, I will put my stop loss above these other levels, so let's say somewhere here, and then I will target a 1.5 risk to rewards ratio. And so as you can see, my profit target will be here. Of course, you can modify this risk to rewards ratio. So if for example you want to be more aggressive, you might target this area here at the bottom, and so you may go for example a 1 to 3 risk to rewards ratio. Personally, I prefer to stay on the 1 to 5 because I'm somebody that prefer to stack a lot of small wins rather than other traders that for example don't have a problem losing a lot of time small amounts and then have one big trades that get back all the lost plus some profits. Again, this is based on the type of trader that you are. You might decide to be more or less aggressive, but the risk structure is always going to be the same. Basically, your stop loss is going to be above the area or below, in case for example instead of looking at a resistance we are looking at a support, your stop loss is going to be below that area, and the take profit instead is gonna be on the other side, anticipating price to be rejected and basically start going in the opposite direction. Here we can see another example on FRA 40, and this is a trade that I missed, and personally I may even think to enter it once the new trading week start, because as you can see we have this area where prices was rejected multiple times, and then once he get here he started hanging around, and so there is a possibility that at the opening of the next trading week it might start going down, and so this could be a good opportunity to open a short position. And in this case the position will be, as I showed you before, something similar to this one. I might put my stop loss in this area and then target a 1.5 risk to reward ratio. In case you are asking yourself why I'm not entering the position right now, is because the markets are currently closed, and so the spreads that I'm going to have are bad. So in these cases it's always better to wait for the markets to open so that there is liquidity and the spreads are smaller, and then you can open your position and wait for it to develop. So again, as you can see, this is a clear resistance zone. Even if you are a complete beginner, it's easier to spot. And as you can see, if we even go back even further on the chart, as you can see, this was an area of interest multiple times. Now let me give you a couple of examples where these setups played out exactly as I show you right now, and if you enter a trade in that exact moment, you will end up with a winning position. Here we have Euro GBP. As you can see, we have this support area that was tested multiple times, and as you can see, the last time it was tested, then price started rejecting, going up, and if you enter a buy position around this area, right now you will end up with a winning trade. In fact, as you can see, let's say that we enter on a long position here, we target this level up here, and we went with a 1.5 risk to reward ratio. As you can see, the trade would have been a winner. Of course, it's always easy to look back at the past and see the various setups and say, oh look, I could have entered a position here. But as I just showed you, this is the exact setup that I was explaining to you, which is basically find a clear support or resistance area inside the charts, preferably on the 1 hour time frame, because the higher the time frame, the more reliable this area is going to be, and the higher is the probability that is going to be respected. And then wait for price to get into this area and enter a position anticipating the price is going to be rejected and start basically going in the opposite direction. And as you can see, these setups follow exactly all the rules that I just outlined. And we can see a similar example looking at USD JPY. As you can see, also in this case here we have this support area that was tested multiple times, and one of the last time that it was tested, price went through it. So for example, in this specific case, there could be a possibility that price might have hit your stop loss if you put it particularly tight. But even if let's say you miss this trade, later on, as you can see, price went again in this area and the movement played out as expected. In this case, let's say for example that you enter a long position around this area, you might have positioned your stop loss here. Your take profit might be again a 1.5, and as you can see, this trade will end up being a winner, and in literally a couple of hours, maximum 3 hours, price will have hit your take profit. So as you can see, this setup is really easy. In fact, is the one that I recommend to all the beginners trader that come to me and ask me, you know, how they should trade or if I have any suggestion for them, because it's easy to spot, and most importantly, managing the trade is also really easy. You just need to open the position based on what you see on the chart, and then wait for the price to either hit your take profit or your stop loss. Once you get more experience, as I told you before, you may also start moving your stop loss at break even once price is far enough from your entry position. But again, this is something that you don't need to start doing from day zero. In fact, you can still be profitable and even pass pro firm challenge by simply opening a position and then let it it played out. By the way, as I told at the beginning, out of all the prop firms that I tried, I decided to stick with Ola Prime, and in fact this is the prop firm that I use on a daily basis. And there are mainly three reasons why I decided to stick with them. Number one is because Ola Prime guaranteed that your payout is going to be processed in 1 hour. In fact, as you can see, they have a 10 points solid payout system that basically is structured to make sure that you're always gonna get paid in under 60 minutes every single time. Like for example, they constantly monitor accounts and calculate the payouts at the end of every single trading days. In this way, when a trader requests a payout, the payout is already ready, ensuring a smooth and efficient experience. The second reason why I decided to use Ola Prime is because they are one of the most transparent prop firm in the entire industry. In fact, in case you don't know it, when it comes to forex trading, every prop firm and every broker have their own pricing, and this means that sometimes the price that you see on the charts can be manipulated, and as a result you might end up failing a challenge or breaking certain rules, even if in reality that was an error. Well, Ola Prime has an incredible transparency report that you can visualize on this page, where basically they show you every second what was the quote that you were getting on Ola Prime, what was the quote on Dukascopy, which is another trustworthy broker, and they also compare it to 2 more brokers. And as you can see, at the worst there was a difference of only 0.01%, which means that the quotes that you get on Ola Prime are actually the real quotes on the market. And as you can see, you can also change the category of the pair that you are looking at, you can change the instruments, and you can also select the date and the time. And to me, as I told you before, this is incredibly important, and it gives me peace of mind that I'm trading with the best possible condition, and most importantly with the real prices and not some manipulated prices that are rigged against me. The third and last reason why I decide to trade with Ola Prime is because I really appreciate the challenges that they have. In fact, as you can see, they currently offer a Pro Challenge, a Prime Challenge, and a direct account. When it comes to the Pro Challenge, start with just $48. You can have a maximum leverage of up to 100x. News trading and weekend holding are not allowed during the funded stage, but they are allowed during the challenge phase. You can get up to 95% rewards. You receive a 100% challenge refund, and you don't have any time limit to complete the challenge phase. When it comes to the Prime Challenge, this is perfect for swing traders, and that's the reason why I personally use this specific challenge. The maximum leverage that you can get is up to 30x. News trading and weekend holding is allowed both during the challenge phase and also during the funded stage. You can get a rewards of up to 95%. You have a 100% challenge refund fee, and you don't have no time limit to complete the challenge phase. And lastly, you can get access to a direct account, which is basically an account where you skip the evaluation phase and you get immediately to the funded stage. With this specific type of account, you have a maximum leverage of up to 30x. You can earn money from day one. You don't have any minimum trading days. You can get a rewards of up to 90%. You don't have any time limit and also no profit target. Additionally, the prices of each one of these challenges are really affordable. But if you want to save even more money, after you click the link in the video description, once you get at the checkout page, if you use the coupon code STKTRD, like you see right now on the screen, and then click on apply, you are always going to receive a 10% discount on all the challenges, no matter the size of the purchase. So if you also would like to trade using Ola Prime, I suggest you follow these steps. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like, and until next time, happy trades!